welcome to the first edition of the Manifesto Show, the show that gives you an opportunity to engage and dialogue with leaders from different political parties and organizations. And you as the incoming government, what would you do better to make sure that Zambian people are not overtaxed?
You must understand that there are certain basic principles of taxation which need to be applied when reforming tax.
My name's President Hector Sondo, United for Better Zambia. You are watching Manifesto Show, Live TV.
Hi, this is Chishala Kateka, President of the New Heritage Party. You are watching the Manifesto Show on Live TV.
Hello, my name is Nevas Mumba, President of the New Hope Movement for Multi-Party Democracy. You are watching the Manifesto Show on Live TV.
Great to know that you are tuned in to the Manifesto Show, courtesy of ZCID. I'm your host, Danji Duncan Simwaza, and today on the program, I'm joined by the president of, the president of United for Better Zambia, UBZ, Mr. Nsondo. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm so humbled to be on this show.
I must say it's great to have you today on the program, and I'm looking forward as we break word on so many important aspects as we look forward to 2021 general election.
Thank you very much.
Let's just get down to business. Maybe let me ask you this question. You are contesting in the coming election, right?
Exactly. As United for Better Zambia, we are so geared for the next coming general elections.
Wonderful. Just a quick bio about yourself as Mr. Nsondo so that the general public can actually acquaint themselves with you.
Yes, my name is Pastor Hector Sondo, the President for United for Better Zambia. I'm a Zambian citizen born from Western Province in Kalabo, where my parents are coming from, both my mom and my dad. And I did my school in Western Province. By then it was called Mungu Primary School. And later I came to Lusaka, where I did my grade 1 to grade 7 at the Chinika Primary School by then, until I went back again to Western Province, where I did my secondary school. And thereafter I joined Zambia Police.
What prompted you to go into politics?
Yeah, for security reason. You know, when the PF changed government, that was in 2011, when PF came into power. So some of us were too close to the previous government under Rupiabwez and Banda. Most were removed from the service under the public interest. And that's how we found ourselves out of the service and come into politics. And my profession is in investigations. I'm the director of Henasword Private Investigation and the Hot Information newspaper.
Wonderful. Now, speaking about the PF, if they are divorced in 2021 and beyond, what are you promising the Zambian people as the United for Better Zambia?
Yeah, what we need to look after this nation, because what we want is to unite this nation, to bring people together, to make sure that people, they live a decent life. And so far, as we are concerned as United for Better Zambia, we've seen that people are suffering in Zambia. And people, they need the government that can bring sanity in all sectors and better the lives of the people. Because there's no any other country that the people who belongs to Zambia can run to. So, as United for Better Zambia, we have so many policies that will make this nation to be better.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, your party was established in 2018, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yes, so as a party, allow me to just say this, how has been the environment in terms of you participating freely in the governance process?
Yeah, because when a group of people come together as an organization and form a political party, that thing does not belong to one person. And what I want to urge the people, or maybe to tell the people of Zambia that are listening to this program, is that today, for you to form a political party, it's not like those other days whereby someone can wake up alone and go and form a political party. But today you have to follow what the laws in the Constitution are talking about in the Article 60. For you to form a political party, it must be a national character. And just to form a political party of national character, it means you must first of all go around the nation, talk to the people, so that you have the people who can come together and make that political party to be a national character. So as for me, for the listeners out there, I was a Secretary General under the leadership of Dr. President Cosmo Mumba, NRP, National Revolution Party. So by that time, when I wanted to resign from politics, because I wanted to form an NGO, so that I come up with an NGO, but the people said, instead of you forming the NGO, because we've seen what you've done for this nation through the party that you belong to, I think as we can come together and form a political party, then this political party can do better to the people of Zambia. So when we look at the governance, the problem that we have today is that the government in sitting, they are not involving stakeholders to come together so that we can have a good governance within our country. Because when we talk about good governance, it's something that we don't need to leave anyone behind. We need to bring everyone on board. Every decision that the government makes, they need to consult from stakeholders. There's media, there's NGOs, there's political parties, individuals, and everybody. If these people come together, then you find that the sitting government can have a good governance policies.
Wonderful. Great. Now, I just want to dwell much on the aspect of not leaving anybody behind. As UBZ, of course, as projected, the 2021 will be about economy prosperity, which is very key. Now, what are some of the economic reforms that UBZ has to offer the Zambian people in order to end issues like poverty and increase maybe food security in the country?
Yeah, when you look at the current situation in the country, you find that 3/4 of our citizens, they sleep on an empty stomach. People, they have appetite to eat the food, but it takes a person to find the food to eat. There are people who can just, for them to eat, they need to have a cup of coffee or maybe a cup of wine for them to invite the appetite. But we have children in the villages, we have children in the township, we have children in these compounds, even the family members that are sleeping on empty stomach. They have appetite, but they can't eat. Now, when we are talking about this economy, it is because the sitting government, which is the PF government today, they've taken advantage of the poverty where people are passing through. It's more like they've created poverty so that when people goes through that poverty, when somebody is suffering, whatever you give, that person has to kneel down to clap for that thing that you have been given. We've seen the PF government saying that they want to empower the people of Zambia, more especially the youth. But look at the empowerment which they're giving. Can it be empowerment when you parade 10 people, and these 10 people, you give them one chicken, and you tell them to go and make a pottery? Then you call that to be empowerment. When you see the government going around dishing clothes, second-hand clothes, that tells you that the government has failed. So us as United for Better Zambia, what we want to do first of all, for us to better the lives of people, as we know that 3/4 of our youth today in this nation, they are not in employment. We've come up with some policies that will make this nation to have better employment, permanent, decent employment that will help each and everyone. Now, when you look at other political parties, they always say we are going to do it. But for us as United for Better Zambia, we've put measures that will make us to implement such things. For example, we are talking about farming input. agriculture, farming broke. As United for Better Zambia, what we've put in place is that throughout the nation, under the district provincial headquarters, we are going to create these farm blocks, which will be used by irrigation pivots, so that it helps to generate the income of this nation. For example, if we say in Western Province, we create that farm block, and we know most things that are grown in Western Province, in Southern Province, in Eastern Province. So it will be the basket for the nation that each and every province will provide and sell to the other district or maybe other province. We talked about industrialization. As United for Better Zambia, we've seen the importance of creating these industries in every provinces. For example, in Western Province, in Eastern Province, and these other provinces, we have mango. And we know that out of mango, there are so many things that can come out of it. We have groundnuts, we have rice and everything. Now imagine if we create in every province an industry that will produce mango, that will produce rice, that will produce so many items according to the way things are supposed to be done. Because we have the people that has done the researches on things that can be produced out of all these things.
Okay, wonderful. So follow us on Facebook, that's Live TV. Also follow us on Instagram at Live TV. And you can also catch us on Top Star Channel 112. That's where you can follow the conversation. I'm having here Mr. Nsondo, who is the president for United Party for Better Zambia. We're going to take an ad break, and when we come back, we continue with our discussion. Welcome back to the show, and if you're just joining us, we are discussing certain reforms with the president for United for Better Zambia, Mr. Nsondo, who's with me in the studio. And as we approach 2021 general election, it's very important for people to be informed so that they can make informed decisions. We were having a conversation on economic reforms, and just to move forward, there are issues to do with tax, which is very key. I believe in your manifesto, you have alluded to the fact that you will get rid of taxes like bank tax, issues like landlord tax, issues like printing and electronic tax levy. How are you going to do that, and where are you going to be getting the money that that usually is made from those particular avenue?
Yeah, when you look at what is happening today, our citizens are much burdened on these issues of tax. I'll give you an example. Road tax. This is what we call the toll gates. People are paying money almost every time. For you to travel just from here to Western Province, you have to spend money for the toll gates. Look at these revenues that people are being paying, which are not even bringing any income to this nation. and it's just going through some individual's pocket. As United for Better Zambia, we know that there's so many ways that we can create money for this nation that will help the people of Zambia, that will bring money in the treasury of this country. I'll give you an example. Today, it is difficult for teachers to be paid because for them, they just go to school having the chalks writing on the board without any income that comes through that ministry. But if as United for Better Zambia, as we said that we are going to create all these industries, and when we create these industries, we employ these people, our youth, our people, our citizens. And when these people generate income through the products that they are going to produce from the farms, then it will bring that money because we are going to divide. We will say this farm block belongs to education sector. This farm block belongs to Zambia Police. If you remember, even Zambia Police, those days, they had some farms, which were state farms, where police can even have to start selling milk, even giving to their own people in the police camps where they used to stay. They were given this milk, they were given meat, more especially when it comes to time like Christmas and New Year. They used to give them bonuses because even police, they had their own farms. And there were people who were working there, which they call the CDs, the police civilians. You see? So if we are able to recreate those things again, to bring them into life, you will find that the people of Zambia were able to live the decent life. And this economy which we are saying today, we are talking about, it will be easy for us. And it is even easy for Zambia to stay or maybe live without any debt or credit from any other country. Because here in Zambia, we have everything. Look at all these neighboring countries. They are looking after Zambia. That's why when somebody just smuggle a bag of Miu to Congo, it costs about maybe almost $200. Now imagine if it is the nation, the state that has milling companies producing this Miu and make bilateral agreement with these other countries such as Congo, Angola, Namibia, and Botswana, including Malawi. I think we can have a lot of income into our treasury.
Now, Mr. Sondo, speaking about economic empowerment, job creation, and also trade, one thing which is of a concern in this country over the years has always been a high rate of unemployment. A lot of graduates on the market, but still not accessing jobs. What do you think is a problem, and what are you proposing as UBZ?
The problem is almost all the sitting government, they've taken advantage of, as I said, the poverty that they inflict on the people. Because what they know is that if a person is in poverty, when election comes like the election we are having, when somebody is given, look at today, our ministers, we've seen them throwing money to people, giving money to people. Now imagine a sitting government, the head of the state comes up with initiative to empower the people. What does it tell the nation?
Do you say there are no initiatives? Because we've been seeing a lot of empowerment by the PF government. Do you think those initiatives are not sustainable?
This is what we are saying. They are looking at the people that supports them. They are not doing for the people of the nation. And this is what the Zambian people should be very much careful. If you support UPND, look at what happened at UPND Secretariat a few days ago. The youth from Copper Belt came through to give HH the paper and the pen to sign for them what is going to appreciate for them, instead of it being the national thing. But today, unless you support a certain grouping for you to be favored. Now, under UBZ, what we are saying is we want to see that even these guys that we see in the street, the guys that we see in the bus stops, let us create them employment. And this employment, look, we have manpower. This manpower, if we just say we are going to create farms for these people, there are people who have not gone to school. Imagine we have people that have gone to school, such as the agriculture schools, NRDC, where they learn about this agriculture. But where do they get employment? Now you tell these guys to go and have their creation as empowerment when they don't have even a farm where to go and have that agriculture. So let's create this agriculture, employ these people. When we come to maybe, for example, this construction, we have engineers here in Zambia. We have people who have gone to school for engineering. Look at our army. Our army can do the best roads in this country. And if we give the army to say, can you make this road within a shortest period, it will be done.
Okay, just another aspect, which is of a great concern. If you recall very well, in 2011, when the PF came into power under the late Michael Chifasata, may he so rest in perfect peace, there was an issue of, and I'm speaking to you as an opposition, there was an issue of the environment not being friendly because of aspect like the Public Order Act, which has over the years been preached by opposition to say that once we form government, this is an act that we're going to do away with because it deprived a lot of political will from different political parties. As you BZ, do you also see the Public Order Act as an enemy the way other opposition usually actually look at the same act?
Yeah, you see, these laws which are governing us in this country, first I would say, we are a political party that has taken part into the submissions to the new Public Order Act. And we appreciate ZCID as our institution who spearheaded this program. When we look at this Public Order Act, the Public Order Act itself, it's something that is good for each and everyone. Although there might be some other elements which will look to be something that is not okay. But the problem is how this Public Order Act is applied, mostly by the people that are in government. The people that are having the responsibility to look after the Public Order Act. But when you look at anything that is in there, only a few things that were amended. So, what we just need to do is to have the independent institutions such as police. Because if police, they're independent and they're able to do this. And you know, most what brings these things to be so much difficult, it's because of the cadarism. And cadarism is
Do
because...
you, as UBZ, think cadarism is a problem to the country?
Yes, the cadarism. Why do we have this cadarism? Because people, they're not in employment. People, they hope to say that if I support this political party... And
do you think it's deliberate by the government of the day now to actually know that high number of people are unemployment, so we're going to keep them there because if they're empowered, they might give us problem in the
This is the problem that we have, both in the sitting government and opposition. Because even other opposition political parties, you will never hear them talking about how they are going to implement. All they do is just like what the PF did. Don't Kuweba. They said we are going to create employment. We are going to lower the tax. When people ask them, how are you going to do this? They said, don't Kuweba. Later again, when they said, okay, we want to know, they said, Sontepo Wawumba. And people, they said, where can we sonte where you wombat? What they say now is Senat Wombeko.
Okay, just sorry to cut you short. I think Zambian people deserve to know what kind of policy UBZ have to offer. Maybe the pointing fingers could be there at some degree, but I think the bigger picture now is to see what alternative that you have to offer as UBZ. And before I go in that area, I just want to also look at another aspect that you looked at in your manifesto, which is key. I think the police, police in this country, you do allude to the fact that they are not being professional. And you as a political party, why do you state that police are not being professional?
Yeah, because much of politics in police. So us as United for Better Zambia, what we thought is that police should be independent. And according to our policies, we want to bring a good governance within the police, where police is going to be independent. We don't want to see the situation whereby police can be harassed even by cadres or maybe political party leaders. We want to see a police that will be able to do the law according to the way it is.
Wonderful. Okay, so follow us on Facebook, that's Live TV. Follow us at on Instagram at Live TV, and you can catch this conversation on Topstar channel 112. And we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll look at issues of separation of power and issues to do with how sustainable will the future for Zambia be like, especially economic-wise. And we're focusing on economy because it's a key aspect to creating a better Zambia.
Hello, my name is Nevas Mumba, President of the New Hope Movement for Multi-Party Democracy. You are watching the Manifesto on Live TV.
You are still watching the Manifesto show, and we're still having a wonderful conversation with the president, Mr. Nsonjo, who is the president for United Party for Better Zambia, UBZ. And we have talked about many aspects. And just to continue, I'm going to start on this note. On the part of accountability and transparency, you looked at the FIC report. It had a lot of controversy, a lot of speculation. As UBZ, when it comes to accountability and transparency, what are you offering the Zambian people?
Yeah, you see, people of Zambia have spoken much when it comes to issues of corruption. And we've seen that nothing is being done. Today, the people that are enjoying are the only people that are attached to the sitting government. And this is where even the people of Zambia should understand that coming next elections, they should open their eyes. Let them not just give anyone for the sake of maybe changing the government or maybe the same sitting government, but they should look at what people can do for this nation. Because people, when they come into government, all they know is to enrich themselves, forgetting about the people. That's why most political parties, they don't talk about what they're going to do for people, but they are saying we are going to fix them. We are going to fix it. We are going to do this. We are going to do, but how to implement it, they are not saying. When you look at these reports which came out, it's very unfortunate that even Zambia today, they are just seated. They can't even question to ask all about what is happening. We have tried as UBZ following these matters, and we thought that even other political parties will join us, but none to unveil. So it's real unfortunate because things that are supposed to help the people of Zambia are going without notice. Few individuals.
In your government, there won't be tolerant of corruption.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying.
Exactly. And we are going to make sure that this corruption will never be there. The reason why you found that this corruption is much is because even the foreign investors who comes here, they take advantage for this country because they know that if I pay something to a certain ministry, then I'll be favored. If I do this, I'll be able to do this. But if we empower almost each and everyone, who is going to beg and ask for a corruption from somebody?
Okay. Sorry, we have just a lot of elements that we need to look into. I think you have just explained what you as a party have to offer when it comes to corruption issues. Now, it's important to keep pace with the prevailing condition. This is the rain season. I think in most urban areas, for example, like Choma, Kawe, and Lusaka in particular, rainy season. I think under your reforms, local government reforms, there are aspects of it being in charge of road maintenance and drainage system, including sewer. Now, I want to emphasize on keeping pace with the prevailing condition. You have seen what is happening in our urban towns. where pedestrians, business owners are affected by the drainage system because of water pollution. They can't move. They can't do business. Why is the problem? After 57 years of independence, what is the problem?
I think these things under our manifesto, under our policies, is being addressed. What the government today has done is to remove the powers that the local government had. Because the local government, according to the way it used to be during the counter time, those people, they were able to maintain the roads, drainages, even the city itself. But today, because that is taken away from them, all they want is to use the investors, to use their own cadres by giving them contracts to do the jobs, of which they are failing. And these jobs, most of the time, they are done during dry season, when they can't even see how the mapping of the nation is. Now today, we can ask ourselves, all this wrong, these years, where was these frauds that we see today? But today, after we've seen the PF coming in with these infrastructures they are talking about, that's when things are worse, including in compounds, including in town, including even in areas which they call Mayadi. So it shows that there's somewhere where it's wrong. But if this job is still given to the local authority, because they know that that's where they make their revenue, that's where they're supposed to get their money. And these contracts, if they are given to local government, I'm telling you, we can't have a situation whereby the local government employees goes for a long time without getting their salaries, because they were able to get the money through the same job that they'll be given by the government.
Just to marry with that point, garbage is another issue, garbage collection. I think local council, they have been saying they have been collecting garbage, but we still walk into towns, you find pile of garbages in our towns, which is not conducive enough. What are you proposing as UBZ in terms of garbage management?
In short, what we are saying is local government is being oppressed by the current government. All they are supposed to do, the job which they are supposed to carry, today they are not doing it. We've seen so many different companies. Some people, even individuals, they are told to go and get certificates just for garbage corrections, of which they are being given to my 5 kwacha by house holders, but they don't do the job according to the way it's supposed to be done. So this issue of recontracting other people to come and do the job, this is what is killing us. Let's give this job to our local authority. Then we'll find that everything, because there will be accountable responsibility if things goes the way they are going today. But even the government are failing. Look at the car parks in town. Most of the car parks, they are being collected money by individuals, private companies.
Now, my last questions to you is on separation of power, and it has been discussed for so many years. You as an aspiring president, do you think the president is given too much power in a situation where he's found in the legislature, the executive, and he appoints the Chief Justice? Is that too much power for the president? And is that the reason why we are seeing abuse of mismanagement of governance issues and whatnot?
No, you see, the problem is it determines to us, the people that God has given us, the authority to rule over other people. If you are a humble person who fears God and you know that this leadership is just temporal for a short time, and at the end of the day, you'll be answerable to the people, you'll be answerable again to God, and you fear God, what's the use of me abusing other people just because the power is with me? The power that I'll never be with it forever. At a certain time, I'll hand over that power. And I'll start crying. Look at the ministers, MPs who were in MMT. Look at the ministers, MPs who were in UNIP. Today, they're the same people who are crying about the Public Order Act, about the media institutions, about maybe freedom of anything. Forgetting that the time they were in government, they were shooting it. You know, even the ministers, today they're in opposition. They are crying foul against the sitting government. But when they were there, they were not talking about it. So, as United for Better Zambia, with our team, we said, these things just come for a temporal on behalf of the people of God, behalf of the people of Zambia. It's more like Moses, when he was given the responsibility of taking the children of Israel to a promised land from slavery. The time came where Moses was no more. and the other person took over. So why should a leader, this is the only problem, we don't have conscience within ourselves. No matter how much law we will make, and the person who comes doesn't respect the law, it will still remain the same.
Wonderful. Your last remarks as we wrap up the program.
Yes, as United for Better Zambia, I think we are just trying to call upon the people of Zambia that this is time that they should open eyes and look at political parties that has solution to offer for this nation. More especially when it comes to job creation, when it comes to the policies, how this job creation will be implemented, when it comes to the issues of economy in this country. We as United for Better Zambia, we have the policies, even how we are going to implement them so that we better the economy of this nation. We want to see a situation whereby Zambia and each and everyone who are able to afford the living standard of a human being. Because what we see today is something else. If people within the urban can be like the way we see them today, what about our friends in the rural areas? And let's not just keep it for ourselves just because you are benefiting from a certain individual and you think that even your friends there, they are benefiting. Let's stop the habit whereby we want people to sit and clap for us, but we need to have Zambia which is better for each and everyone. That's why we need to unite for the better Zambia.
Thank you very much for watching today's episode of The Manifesto Show. I had Mr. Nondo in the studio, is the president for United for Better Zambia, which is UBZ. It was a pleasure having you on the program.
I'm so humble.
Whatever you might be doing, make sure you have as ambitious time. Until next time, it's bye-bye. Welcome to the first edition